Please be advised, all music tracks used in this production are original compositions. Thank you.
Hey, it's Scary Jones, executive producer of Elvis Duran and the Morning Show on Z100. I want to talk to you all about my friend and fellow Brooklyn College alumnus, Silas, your e-journalist, social work advocate. Silas hosts and produces the award-winning Kelsunn-on-the-Air social work podcast. My friend and fellow BCR alum is now known nationally and internationally as Silas, your e-journalist, social work advocate. His podcast, it's also listed as one of the top social work podcasts you must follow. The award-winning Kelsunn-on-the-Air social work podcast.
Hello and welcome to all our listeners and viewers. This is Silas, your e-journalism social work advocate, producer and host of the award-winning Kelsunn-on-the-Air social work podcast, available wherever you get your podcast. Our podcast is rated internationally as one of the best social work podcasts you must follow. This podcast promotes, celebrates, uplifts, and highlights the social work profession. Our aim is to educate the general public about the powerful impact social workers have on the lives of those they serve. The podcast will also amplify the vital contributions professional social workers make in every aspect of our society every day.
This is Silas, your e-journalism social work advocate, host of the award-winning Kelsunn-on-the-Air social work podcast. Really glad you could join me today for this special edition of the program. And I'm going to be sharing with you the audio version of an essay that I wrote back in March of 2025 in honor and tribute to my late foster mother, Mrs. Ruth Alexandra Cox. I wrote the article for Social Work Month, and I was honored to have it published and shared nationally, both with the New Social Worker magazine, thank you to Miss Linda Groveman, and also with the NASW newsletter, Social Work Smart Brief. I'm glad that people all over the country got a chance to learn of what a phenomenal and wonderful woman my late foster mother was. She was very instrumental in helping me to heal from a lot of traumatic experiences that I experienced early on in life, and she also was very instrumental in helping me to develop into the man and the person that I am today. I really would like to invite you to sit back, listen, and enjoy. I'm going to be sharing the article in its audio version. I'm going to recite it, and I'm also going to mix in some pictures and also a little bit of background music. So sit back, listen, and enjoy, and thank you for tuning in, and I hope you appreciate the memory of the late Mrs. Ruth Alexandra Cox, my foster mother. Thank you.
A tribute to my foster mother, the late Mrs. Ruth Alexandra Cox, by Silas W. Kelly, LMSW, your e-journalism social work advocate. I went from being left out on a stoop in Brooklyn and feeling worthless and abandoned to being rescued and healed. Social work initiated the rescue. My foster mother, the late Mrs. Ruth Alexandra Cox, she was the healer. She spent her entire life dedicated to raising two little boys from Brooklyn who she did not give birth to. She had no biological children, but she loved and nurtured my brother and I as if we came out of her womb. She took care of us with love and compassion. Her actions spoke volumes to me as a 3-year-old child, severely traumatized from being separated from my biological family and then being physically abused, terrorized, and abandoned in my first foster home. Her actions of compassion provided everything my brother and I needed. First and foremost was regular and consistent home-cooked meals. My brother and I were severely undernourished when we were taken from Brooklyn and placed in the Cox home in Amityville. I remember he and I were not used to having food regularly, so we would put bread and cheese from breakfast in our pockets for later. We thought for sure there wouldn't be any more food for the rest of the day. Our mother used to find the food in our pockets when she went to wash our dirty clothes. I think she realized right away that we hadn't been eating regularly, so rather than scold us, she would gently remind us every day what time the next meal would be served to allay our fears. For sure, that was an action filled with compassion. I was really affected and traumatized by the abandonment that I experienced early on before being removed from my biological family. I remember many days playing in the yard with my brother Paul, and then all of a sudden getting this frightful feeling that my foster mother had gone. So every 5 minutes, I would run to the door leading to the kitchen, stick my head in, and say, "Mama, you still here?" And she would look at me, smile lovingly and compassionately, and say, "Yes, Silas, I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere." You know, this was so hard for me to believe. Mrs. Cox was dedicated to healing a broken, defeated soul who was emotionally and psychologically damaged. She took that compassion and turned it into the loving action of helping us to heal. But of all the loving and compassionate things she did, the most important one was that she went out of her way to make sure that my brother and I never harbored any ill will towards our biological parents, especially our mother. She used to say to us time and time again, "Don't hold it against your mother that she didn't raise you. She loves you, and she did the very best that she could. It's not her fault." She was always there to lift my spirits no matter what happened. She would always exhibit compassion and encouragement. If I had a disappointment, she would say, "Don't worry, Silas, the sun's going to shine for you one day." Her compassion and action during my formative years allowed me to begin the long, excruciating process of healing.
Once again, this is Silas, your e-journalism social work advocate, producer and host of the show. You've been listening to the award-winning Kelsunn-on-the-Air social work podcast. This and all other episodes are available on our Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, Audible, and iHeart audio podcast platforms, among others. The podcast is also available on our Spotify and YouTube video podcast platforms. Go to any search engine and type in Kelsunn on the Air in the search window to hear this show in its entirety. Please make sure to click subscribe to support our podcast. And don't forget to like, comment, download, and share. To reach us for more information, email us at info@kelsunn.org. That's info@kelsunn.org. Or to suggest future topics, log into www.kelsunn.org. That's www.kelsunn.org and fill out the Share a Topic form on our homepage. Thank you for tuning in. This has been a Kelsunn Communications production.